Imagine for a moment, lurking in your kitchen cabinet, perhaps even in your daily snack jar, could be an unassuming culprit. A common food, one many of us consider the epitome of health, yet one that, consumed regularly, might be subtly accelerating your body's decline. Did you know that eating the wrong kind of nuts on a consistent basis can escalate your risk of cardiovascular disease by an astonishing 48%, especially as you embrace your golden years? That figure isn't hyperbole. It's grounded in multi-year studies published in esteemed journals like the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. The truly unsettling part? Certain popular nuts, seemingly benign, possess the capacity to insidiously elevate blood pressure, induce inflammation, impede arterial flow, and potentially worsen cognitive impairment. The paradox is, many seniors consume these very nuts precisely because they believe they are making a healthy choice. One particular nut, whose identity I will disclose later, has been linked to concerning levels of a chemical that, with frequent intake, can subtly inflict damage upon your kidneys, liver, and even your brain. This specific nut, often lauded by those on low-carb diets, is likely already a staple in your pantry, yet it may be silently compromising the resilience of aging bodies. But do not be disheartened. This video is your definitive guide. Here, you will uncover the most comprehensive insights into nut consumption, including which varieties are unequivocally the safest, most heart-healthy, and most beneficial for your brain. Crucially, you will also learn precisely which nuts you should absolutely avoid. Furthermore, I urge you to remain with me until the very conclusion, for there exists a chilling truth about the most insidious nut of all, a fact rarely discussed, yet one that could be severely compromising your well-being without your conscious awareness. Before we embark on this vital exploration, please consider supporting our mission. Kindly click like and subscribe to our channel so that we may continue to deliver more empowering videos like this one. Also, share with us where you are tuning in from in the comments below. Now, without further hesitation, let us unveil the 4 types of nuts that seniors should embrace without reservation. Part 1. For nuts seniors should eat. 1. Brazil nuts, the thyroid champion. We bestow top honors upon Brazil nuts because of their unparalleled support for thyroid function, a critical, yet often underestimated, facet of healthy aging. These extraordinary nuts are nature's most concentrated source of selenium, containing an astonishing 96 micrograms or 137% of your daily requirement in a single nut. This is of paramount importance, given that up to 20% of individuals over 65 contend with thyroid irregularities, with many cases remaining undiagnosed because their symptoms are frequently misattributed to general aging. Brazil nuts deliver selenium, which is indispensable for the activation of thyroid hormones, thereby bolstering energy production, metabolic efficiency, and mood regulation. The unique fatty acids found within Brazil nuts not only benefit the thyroid but also help maintain myelin, the protective sheath surrounding nerve cells that often deteriorates with age. This myelin upkeep can significantly aid seniors in preserving their reflexes, reaction times, and cognitive processing speeds. Furthermore, the selenium in Brazil nuts is more readily absorbed and utilized by your body due to its organic binding, surpassing the bioavailability of synthetic selenium tablets. Brazil nuts possess a rich, creamy texture that makes even a small quantity enjoyable, and they are so potent that just a handful is sufficient to experience their profound benefits. In fact, due to the potential adverse effects of excessive selenium intake, I strongly recommend that older adults consume no more than 1 or 2 Brazil nuts daily. When selecting them, opt for Brazil nuts that are still in their shells, as this natural packaging helps retain their nutrients for a longer duration. Due to their high fat content, they should always be stored in the refrigerator to prevent spoilage. Brazil nuts offer an additional advantage for elderly individuals experiencing constipation, thanks to their fiber and natural oils which contribute to maintaining digestive regularity. Their inherently sweet and buttery flavor also makes them an excellent, more nutritious alternative to less beneficial treats that many older individuals find comforting. According to some of the most striking new research, specific antioxidants in Brazil nuts may even slow the shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes that typically abbreviate with age, thereby influencing cellular aging. These nuts are truly ideal if you are 65 years of age or older. 2. Walnuts, the brain power enhancer. Walnuts distinctly emerge as one of the most exceptional brain foods for seniors, owing to their striking resemblance to the very organ they nourish. Compared to other common nuts, these remarkable nuts are the preeminent source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. This is particularly vital for the aging brains of older adults, given that omega-3 fatty acids actively support neurotransmission and preserve the structural integrity of brain cell membranes. A recent study published in the Journal of Nutrition indicated that seniors who consumed merely 1.5 ounces of walnuts per day for 8 weeks exhibited significant enhancements in mental flexibility and cognitive processing speed. The unique polyphenolic compounds inherent in walnuts possess the capacity to directly mitigate inflammation within neural tissues and traverse the blood-brain barrier, potentially deterring the onset of neurodegenerative conditions such as dementia and Alzheimer's. Many individuals are unaware that walnuts also contain melatonin, and as people age, their natural melatonin levels often diminish, which can contribute to sleep disturbances for many elderly persons. Some individuals discover that consuming a small handful of walnuts before retiring significantly improves their sleep quality. Walnuts are also exceptionally beneficial for cardiovascular health, as they contain polyphenol, which reduce oxidative stress, and arginine, an amino acid that supports optimal blood vessel function. In fact, by assisting older individuals in maintaining the elasticity of their arteries, walnuts can even enhance the effectiveness of certain blood pressure medications. For maximum benefits, strive to consume 7 to 9 walnut halves daily, and always store them in the refrigerator to prevent their delicate oils from becoming rancid. Additionally, you can actively maintain your fine motor skills by practicing cracking them whenever the opportunity arises. The inherently protective, slightly bitter flavor of walnuts should not deter you. Indeed, their robust antioxidant content is often indicated by this very bitterness. 3. Pistachios, the blood pressure manager. Pistachios might just be the most undervalued nut when considering the health benefits for seniors, especially in the realm of blood pressure regulation. Due to their elevated potassium content, approximately 285 milligrams per serving, and notably low sodium content, pistachios stand out as a distinctive and healthful snack choice. This mineral balance is particularly vital for the elderly, as it aids in preventing the accumulation of excess salt in the kidneys as we age. Their effect is akin to certain prescription medications, capable of reducing systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, yet without the associated unfavorable side effects. The presence of lutein and zeaxanthin in pistachios warrants special emphasis, as these carotenoids specifically target the macula of the eye, providing protection against age-related macular degeneration, the primary cause of vision loss in individuals over 60. Seniors can savor the delightful crunch of pistachios without the concern of harder nuts potentially damaging their teeth and gums, a significant advantage for those with dental sensitivities. The characteristic green and purple hues of pistachios, rich in antioxidants, are not only visually appealing but also actively help combat free radicals, which accelerate the body's aging process. Elderly individuals greatly benefit from the practical utility of pistachios. Shelling them naturally encourages slower consumption, thereby preventing overeating and fostering a mindful eating experience that can be both calming and beneficial for cognitive function. According to the International Journal of Obesity, seniors can better regulate their intake by utilizing the visible empty shells as a tangible cue of consumption. Look for partially open pistachios, so you may still benefit from shelling them even if you experience arthritis in your hands. Strive to consume 49 pistachios, or approximately 1 ounce, of unsalted or mildly salted pistachios every day. The 3 grams of fiber per ounce in pistachios is highly advantageous for controlling blood sugar levels, a critical factor for the 25% of Americans over 65 who have diabetes or prediabetes. 4. Almonds, the bone strengthener and digestive aid. Almonds, due to their significant content of calcium and vitamin E, which synergistically work to maintain robust bones, are among the most beneficial foods for an aging physique. As we age, our bones naturally become more porous and fragile, elevating the risk of serious complications from fractures, with natural bone loss accelerating considerably after age 65. However, consuming merely a quarter cup of almonds daily can help impede this process by supplying approximately 97 milligrams of calcium. Beyond calcium, almonds also incorporate magnesium, a nutrient that many older individuals frequently lack. This constitutes a unique quality of almonds as a transporter. Magnesium actively ensures that calcium is directed to your bones, preventing its undesirable accumulation in your arteries. Given that the risk of cardiovascular disease increases with age, the heart significantly benefits from almonds' healthy monounsaturated fats, which also contribute to lowering detrimental LDL cholesterol levels. I advise older adults to consume 15 to 20 almonds daily, preferably raw or dry roasted without added salt. Owing to their substantial fiber content, around 3.5 grams per serving, almonds serve as an exceptional tool for combating constipation, a prevalent issue affecting approximately 40% of the elderly population. Furthermore, important research from Tufts University has demonstrated that almonds possess the ability to help shield brain cells from oxidative damage, a concern many individuals harbor regarding cognitive decline with age. Opt for almonds that retain their skins, as these contain flavonoids which, when combined with vitamin E, double the antioxidant activity of the nuts. A word of caution. Ensure to thoroughly chew almonds before swallowing, as they can present a choking hazard for older individuals who experience difficulties with swallowing. Part 2. For nuts seniors should limit or avoid. 1. Pine nuts, the medication disruptor and taste changer. For several reasons that are particularly critical for the elderly, pine nuts are among the most problematic nuts, especially because they are a known medication disruptor. This is exceedingly concerning, as they contain compounds that can interact with over 60% of the prescription medications commonly administered to elderly patients. Such interactions could potentially diminish the efficacy of these vital medications or lead to adverse side effects. While it's generally recognized that many prescription drugs can interact with one another, this is especially pertinent for blood pressure medications, statins, and certain antidepressants prescribed to individuals over 65. A serious red flag is that the vast majority of physicians and pharmacists regrettably never discuss the possibility of food medication interactions with their patients. The most distressing issue associated with pine nuts is pine nut syndrome, which results in a harsh, metallic taste that can persist for weeks following consumption. Given the established link between taste alterations and diminished appetite, which can profoundly impact nutritional status, this may seem inconsequential. However, for older persons, it can have dire consequences, with research indicating that up to 42% of affected individuals experience a significant decrease in body weight. This syndrome appears to be more prevalent in older adults, which could be related to age-related shifts in taste receptors and detoxification pathways. Pine nuts are abundant in polyunsaturated fats, which are susceptible to rapid oxidation and can produce inflammatory compounds. Seniors already contending with inflammatory conditions like arthritis might find this particularly concerning. Due to their small size and slippery texture, there's also a risk of aspiration, which is especially alarming for elderly individuals who have swallowing difficulties or who take medications that cause dry mouth. A condition affecting over 70% of seniors on multiple prescription drugs. Enzyme inhibitors present in pine nuts may hinder protein digestion, a critical concern given that the body's capacity to absorb proteins naturally declines with age. Due to their high oil content and common use in pesto, pine nuts are a calorie-dense food that can exacerbate weight management challenges typically faced after age 65. Finally, according to alarming new research, compounds found in particular varieties of pine nuts may even accelerate age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in the elderly. 2. Macadamia nuts, the calorie and saturated fat bomb. Despite their delectable flavor, macadamia nuts pose a significant health concern for the elderly due to their exceptionally high calorie density, boasting almost 200 calories per ounce. They are, in fact, the most calorie-dense nut available. The already formidable challenge of weight management in the elderly is further exacerbated by the undeniable fact that metabolic rates invariably decline with age. Macadamia nuts also possess an extraordinarily high fat content, approximately 22 grams per ounce, which further diminishes the gallbladder's already reduced efficiency. The 15% of seniors who have asymptomatic gallstones may not ordinarily notice them, but macadamia consumption can potentially trigger painful episodes. Beyond their caloric density, macadamia nuts contain one of the highest amounts of saturated fat, 3 grams per ounce, which can elevate LDL cholesterol, a significant concern for many older adults. Due to their density and hardness, they present a considerable risk to the oral health of elderly individuals with crowns, bridges, or fragile teeth. For individuals over 65, when enamel deteriorates from wear and decreased calcium absorption, this becomes particularly problematic. In terms of practicality, macadamias are among the most expensive nuts, which may lead budget-conscious seniors to opt for less costly varieties that are more susceptible to rancidity or improper storage, thereby exposing them to a greater intake of harmful oxidized lipids. Commercially available macadamias already possess a suboptimal nutritional profile, and their excessive salinization and oil roasting only add more sodium and damage lipids. Their rich, buttery flavor can induce overindulgence, especially in elderly adults who gravitate towards stronger flavors and may possess less sophisticated palates. Although research on the benefits of nuts for heart health has largely overlooked or minimized the effect of high-fat nuts like macadamia, it is concerning that many older individuals consume them under the mistaken belief that they are beneficial for their hearts. If you've been consuming macadamia nuts on a daily basis, you might want to consider transitioning to pistachios, as they possess a significantly superior nutritional profile specifically suited for aging bodies. 3. Cashews, the hidden sugar spike and nutrient thief. Due to their elevated carbohydrate content and pronounced glycemic effect, cashews are particularly problematic for elderly individuals compared to actual tree nuts. Cashews contain significantly more carbohydrates, approximately 9 grams per ounce, and fewer protective fiber compounds. For individuals over 65, where about 25% have diagnosed diabetes and 48% contend with prediabetes, cashews can provoke an undesirable blood sugar response. This is highly concerning given the generally favorable health reputation that cashews enjoy. Many older persons overindulge in these nuts without adequately considering their potential impact on blood sugar levels. Cashews also present a choking hazard due to their smooth and curved shape, a risk that should not be overlooked, particularly by those who experience swallowing difficulties among the elderly. They are also among the most commonly aspirated nuts. Furthermore, cashews contain a substantial amount of oxalates, which are molecules that can bind to calcium in the intestines, thereby diminishing calcium absorption, a significant problem for older adults already at risk for osteoporosis. These very oxalates also considerably increase the likelihood of kidney stone formation for individuals already at a heightened risk of developing them beyond the age of 60. The processing of cashews introduces an additional insidious issue. The extensive processing required to extract urushiol, a toxic substance also present in poison ivy, causes cashews to lose a significant portion of their intrinsic nutritional value. Many commercially sold versions are excessively salted and oil-roasted, contributing unhealthy amounts of sodium and damaged lipids that can exacerbate heartburn and high blood pressure. Enzyme inhibitors found in cashews may also render it more challenging to digest proteins, which is particularly troublesome for elderly individuals who often naturally struggle with food digestion and protein absorption on their own. This is a fact that many remain unaware of. The creamy texture of cashews, which makes them easy to overconsume, may also contribute to weight gain during a life stage when maintaining a healthy weight becomes increasingly difficult. Consider regularly substituting cashews with walnuts or almonds for a healthier snack that offers superior nutritional qualities and poses fewer risks to aging bodies. 4. Peanuts, the inflammatory trigger and mold risk. Despite their ubiquitous presence and widespread consumption, peanuts often present challenges for many older adults due to the inherent risks they carry. First and foremost, It is crucial to recognize that peanuts are not actually true nuts. They are legumes that grow underground. This subterranean growth makes them particularly susceptible targets for mold and aflatoxins, which are naturally occurring mycotoxins produced by certain molds. If consumed repeatedly, aflatoxins can inflict damage on the liver and elevate the risk of cancer. This risk intensifies with age, as our body's natural detoxification systems inevitably become less efficient. Even more concerning for the elderly is the fact that peanuts contain proteins that can trigger inflammatory reactions in certain individuals, even in the absence of a true allergic response. Given that joint pain, cardiovascular strain, and cognitive decline are already more prevalent in older adults, this mild internal irritation can exacerbate all three conditions. In contrast to the beneficial anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, the majority of Americans currently consume an excessive amount of omega-6 fatty acids. Peanuts, with their high omega-6 content, exacerbate this existing imbalance. Furthermore, because peanuts naturally contain vitamin K, many healthcare professionals regrettably fail to inform their elderly patients about the potentially dangerous interaction between peanuts and blood thinners like warfarin. Commercial peanut butters further aggravate these issues for aging cardiovascular systems by frequently adding sugars, hydrogenated oils, and even more sodium. For the 63% of American seniors already contending with hypertension, there is ample cause for concern even without additional salt. Another challenge is that improper storage can cause peanuts to become rancid, leading to the release of harmful free radicals. Acrylamide, a substance that may have cognitively damaging effects, is also produced during the routine commercial dry roasting of peanuts. For those already concerned about memory decline, this is particularly troubling. Even if you've been consuming peanuts regularly without experiencing any visible negative effects, simply switching to one of our recommended nuts for as little as 3 days a week can help you acquire necessary nutrients while substantially reducing your exposure to these concerning compounds. Finally, remember that even the smallest changes, when applied consistently over time, can have profound results. Now it's your turn to speak. Is there concrete evidence that dietary changes, such as consciously including or excluding certain nuts from your diet, have positively impacted your personal health journey? In the comments below, share with us which nut has had the most significant impact on your life. Before concluding, please let us know where you joined us today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and have a healthy day.